Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Ahiah, Pasadena. I said that backwards, but you know what I mean. My name is Kelly Metcalf. I'm really happy to have you here with me for the meditation, and I really encourage you all here or at home to be sure to enjoy this service that's coming, because we have some really great music coming our way. So we may have done this meditation before, but I think there's always room for more love. So what we're going to do is repeat the affirmation to ourselves out loud sometimes. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. No matter what we see going on out there, love is the greatest power. Sometimes it's unconditional love. Sometimes it's tough love. But love is still the way to win the day. So let's just take a moment and turn within. Go to one of those special places that you have in your heart, in nature, somewhere that you feel so loved up and relaxed, and just let yourself be. There's nothing to do, just being here. One of my spots I go to is a hidden swimming hole. And I just imagine myself floating there on my back, looking at the trees, watching the clouds that float by in the little open spaces. And even though I haven't been there in years, it really relaxes me. So go to your favorite place. Breathe in some nice, deep, relaxing breaths. And remember, love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. For when we realize more love, we have more love to give. And as we give love, it sprinkles out on others and returns to us multiplied. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is in me. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. Even if something doesn't look like love, it's usually a cry for love. So let us remember, love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. It's even more powerful when you say it out loud. So join me if you like. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. I gotta add, love is for everyone. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. Love is for everyone. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. Love is for everyone. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. Love is for everyone. Love is in everything. Love is forever. Love is for me. Love is for everyone. So gently bring yourself back now to this very room where Spirit is so clearly present in and as and through each one of us. Powerful, gracious, loving. May this time together bless us, as it does indeed bless the world. Whenever we join together in meditation, it has an impact on the world. So enjoy. Blessed be. And please join us now for the beautiful meditation on screen. Visual, beautiful.
This is a song for the broken hearted, silent prayer for a 50-parter. I ain't gonna be just facing the crowd. You're gonna hear my voice when I shout it out loud. It's my life, and it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. My heart is like an open hallway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life. This for one who stood their ground, for Tom and Gina, I'll never back down. Tomorrow's getting harder, make no mistake. Looking at it, I've gotta make your own breaks. It's my life, and it's now or never. I gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. My heart is like an open highway. Like Frank said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. And it's now or never. I gonna live forever. I just wanna live where I'm alive. It's my life.
Oh, God morning, Ahiah. Welcome to live streaming and live service at the Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living in beautiful downtown Pasadena, California, USA. And we're in the heart of the theater village. Yes, the Pasadena Playhouse Village? Playhouse Village. There you go. We got a new name in our neighborhood. Indeed, indeed. So we want to welcome you to God's Party. I love the beautiful visual meditation that Gabriel put together for us. It just reminds us of the sacredness of life. And I'm just floating from that meditation by Kelly Metcalf. She just led us in a very powerful, grounding meditation in love. Thank you, Kelly. Indeed, indeed. So that's a clue for you. If you're at home in your PJ Yamas, you could be down here meditating, getting that good stuff in the morning. So come a little early just so you can get a little bit of it in. Our Sunday go-to-meeting band is happening. We got Chris Glick tickling the keyboards. Satoshi's on percussions today. Welcome home, brother. Good to see you. Indeed, indeed. Leon Johnson over there hooking up the bass. Yes. All right, indeed. And our musical inspiration, Connie Rouse in the house with Karen Golan. They are going to be lifting us with a joyful noise. Welcome. So glad to see you both home again. Indeed. And let me see, what else is going on? Oh, yeah. Hey, this is October. Can you believe that? Like, I think time is companding. That means compressing and expanding at the same time. Because, like, what? October? Halloween already? Jeepers. But there's good news, because our theme this month is harvesting our gratitude. And you know, when you harvest gratitude, you get an attitude of gratitude. And that means you wake up every day in joy, just grateful for everything, no matter what it looks like. You know that love is in it, that joy is in it, that the divine is in it. And the wisdom talk today is, what is your BS? Now, BS stands for belief system, so don't get it twisted, okay? What is your belief system? That's a very deep thought, yes. So let's get God's party started with a congregational Use Me. The words are on the screen, and Connie and Karen are going to lead us in this singing. So, Ahiah Mass Choir, please stand. If you're at home, you can stand and sing with us too.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think that God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars are all of creation. God is creator, all in all, leading us to shine in light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God needs us to shine His light as we, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light as me, as He used. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do, all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
So join me as we turn within. I joyfully lift my voice in prayer, grateful for the divine presence that is clearly here, clearly expressing gloriously and magnificently with its power and its love and its peace, its wisdom. So knowing that God is everywhere present by whatever name, spirit, life, intelligence, it's all the same one. There's only one thing going on, and it's right here in this very room. It's everywhere, always has been, and always will be. So that includes each and every one of us, individually and collectively. So I claim that this day We each are beacons of light. We're citadels of peace. We're love unconditional. And we let that love and that light shine forth to bless the world, to bless ourselves, to bless each other. I declare that this time together in celebration is a glorious time. I claim for each of us that we open our hearts and open our minds and get that nugget that's for us. Whether it's one or a million, we get that nugget and we apply it in our day-to-day lives. For as we make ourselves our best, we lift up the world. So I bless us all, the musicians, the ministers, the people behind the scenes, the children, Miss Lisa, all of us. For together we are love expressing. So I gratefully simply let that be so. And so it is. Amen and amen. I did a lot of meditation before I came this morning, and then I did meditation with all of you, and then I watched Gabriel's, and I'm like, wow, here I am. So good morning. I'm Kelly Metcalf, practitioner here. And today I bring you something a little bit different. It just called to me to bring, and it's a book called Days of Healing, Days of Joy, and Reverend Mike was already talking about joy. Then I pulled out this affirmation card to mark the page, and it's also on joy, so it seems to be the theme. So this is Days of Healing, Days of Joy, Daily Meditations by Ernie Larson and Carol Larson Haggerty. It's a brother and sister team, and this is a year-long everyday reading that I pull out every few years to remind me. So this I read the other day, and since our theme is about BS, about belief systems, I thought this was a pretty good one. I formed my habits, and my habits formed my future. That comes from JT. Practice makes perfect, whether it's playing the piano or making mountains out of molehills. If we practice it long enough, we get good at it. That's what habits are. Proficiencies born of practice. Habits may be conscious or unconscious, healthy or unhealthy, attractive or repulsive, important or trivial. Our habits form our future. Just as a train is directed by the rails it rolls on, our lives are directed by our habits. Unless we build new rails or habits, our lives will continue to move toward the same old places on the same old rails. How could it be any other way? Habits are powerful, mostly because they're too deep to be visible, but they're there and operating all the time. We need to be aware of what our habits are. Every confrontation with an unfriendly habit is a singular victory. I'm going to say that again because it can fool you. Every confrontation with an unfriendly habit is a singular victory. That means every time we make a new choice, it's a victory. Every time we lay a new foot of track in a different direction, we affect the quality of our future. Every time counts. So today, I begin making a list of my habits, both positive and negative. I will be more aware of the future consequences. Blessings. Namaste.
Well, I don't think there's any reason to do a talk after that. I think that was great. So I'd like to go ahead and ask Connie and Karen to come on up. And as they are coming up, this is a great time to just turn to your neighbor and wave and say, give them a nice Ahiah welcome. And I will wave at the folks that are at home watching us on TV and just say thank you for being with us today. So Connie, what you got for us?
Thank you. Good morning, Ahiah. So wonderful to be here with you. I'm going to come clean. We came today with the intention of doing a different song, but there was a mishap with my music chart. So Chris, he knows some of the music that I do, and we decided on another selection. And I am very grateful for that. It's amazing how the universe works. I used to sing this song over and over and over in my grandmother's basement, and I thought, oh my God, I must be making her insane. But she was patient. So this song reminds me of her, and I can feel her presence. So I want to share it with you. Them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible said, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Yes, the strong get more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade, 'cause your mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got her own, that's got her own. Money you've got, lots of friends crowding around your door. But when you're gone and the spending ends, they don't come no more. Relations give crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't you take too much, 'cause your mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. Oh, God bless the child that's got her own. God bless the child that's got her own.
Smooth, smooth, smooth. I think I felt your grandmother's presence. Amen, Reverend Mike says, absolutely. So. You know, as Reverend Mike and as Kelly has mentioned, the theme for this month is harvesting our gratitude. And when Reverend Mike and I sat down, we put this theme together, we were thinking, well, we have this prosperity program coming up. And we want a theme that kind of goes around both sides of it, right? So right now we're really kind of talking about harvest. And how do you harvest? And in November, on the other end of the prosperity program, we'll be talking about gratitude and how you build that harvest and you get your gratitude out of it. And so, you know, the prosperity program, we call it Awakening Abundant Living, starts on the 22nd, and I'm looking so forward to it. We'll be transforming the sanctuary and doing all sorts of things, including we'll be bringing back the weekly sessions that we have where everybody gets together and talks about these principles so that you can have more of an experience of what does it mean? What do these prosperity principles mean in my life? So we'll be doing all of those things, and so we got a lot coming up. We've got a lot being, preparing in the works. But one of the things that we need to know in order to be prepared to do prosperity work is we really need to understand what we call the creative process. And last week I talked about that, and it boils down to one very simple truth, that thoughts are things, And you might be saying, well, I have a thought right now, where is it? Can you measure it? Can you define it, right? And the answer is no, the thought isn't a thing exactly, but the thought becomes a thing. And so they are things. Our thoughts are creative in the mind that God is. And so Spirit just says yes to what we think. And that is what shows up in our life. Now, Ernest Holmes, he says it this way. He says, life is an impersonal force acting on our thought, changing it into the form of our belief, and is a blinding force having no choice or volition, accepting whatever thought we think, acting upon it, and producing for us the experience we have. Now that's a long sentence, has a lot of commas in it, right? And, in the style of the day, it all comes back to life. All those qualities, everything that it's saying there, the subject of that statement is life. And so life is creative. Life is blind. Life, it just says yes. It just says yes to what we think. And so thoughts are things. And so last week I talked about that, a metaphor of that, how you plant a seed into the soil and you get a plant. And if you plant a tomato seed into the soil, you get a tomato plant, even if you wanted a cucumber plant. Doesn't matter. You still get a tomato. So our thoughts are very similar. They are the seed that gets planted into spirit, into what we call the law, and you get whatever you put in there. And so, here's the thing to recognize about us as human beings, though. It kind of begs the question, where do these thoughts that we have come from, right? What creates all those thoughts? Well, we talk about ourselves as being infinitely creative, and we are infinitely creative because Spirit does the creating, right? Not because we go out with our saws and hammers and everything and create all this stuff. It's because Spirit is infinitely creative. And so in reality, we are as infinitely creative as our thoughts are. And so, here's a guy, doesn't he look like he's kind of being creative? He's just, laying back there, I'm just putting out into the universe all these wonderful thoughts, and they're creating back into my life. Well, okay, where did all those thoughts come from? Well, in reality, he really looks a little bit more like this. Do you recognize that thing, over where his head is? It's called an 8-track tape player, right? How many of you guys remember 8-track tapes from the 70s and maybe before? I don't know. Probably before. Well, what it is our mind, the mind of a human. What we're thinking is primarily created by what we've thought in the past, right? And so when something happens in our life, we pick the 8-track tape that fits that situation. We plug it right into our head, and there it goes again, playing that song, right? And so if I lose my job, depending on who I am, some people have an 8-track tape that says, hallelujah, because something new is going to happen in my life, right? Something new is coming my way. And other people have an 8-track tape that says, woe is me, right? Why does everything bad always happen to me? You got to get really nasally with that, right? Why does everything bad always happen to me? So this is, how we operate, really. And so what we want to do is we want to look not so much at the thoughts, but at the 8-track tapes that are playing in our mind. How many of you can hear your mother speaking, or your father speaking in your mind, or a mentor, or whoever? Some of those 8-track tapes are very positive. Some of those, maybe not so. So what do we do? How do we, look at this? What are we going to do? Well, I think we want to go back and we want to look at our belief system. Our belief system, this thing that is based on the decisions we've made in the past about what do we believe. And so, there are thoughts that we had long ago, there are analysis that we did long ago, and maybe, just maybe, they fit the situation from long ago. But the question is, do we want to keep making that choice today? Because that belief system kind of looks a little bit like this, right? That's a bull, by the way. So we have our belief system going on there. And I have a question for you then. What is some of your old BS? What is showing up in your life? What are some of your thoughts around that? I'll share one of them with you that I have. It's, I've been working on this one for a long time, but it got really well put in there, with repetition, you could say. My mother used to say all the time, she would say, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself, right? Anybody have a mother or father that said that? Yeah. So what does that do? Well, it tends to make me, it definitely made me when I was younger, somebody who just went off and did it themselves, right? And I was pretty good at doing it, whatever it was. But, it's not much fun doing it yourself, and it takes a lot of work, right? How about you guys? You got some of your old sayings or other BS that you have, hidden in your mind? Elizabeth, back at the corner.
So when I was probably younger, a little going into teenager age, my parents kind of controlled me, kept me out of trouble by telling me that I was on my honor. You're on your honor.
You're on your honor. So she says when she was going into her teenage years, her mother and father kept her in control and controlled her by saying, you're on your honor. That's kind of like God's watching you, isn't it? Yeah, it worked. All right. I'll have to, my kids are all grown up. I can't use that one. And somebody, was it Leon? Somebody was, I thought, starting to say something. How about Joyce?
This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. Now, I think that's a wonderful one, right? That's one of those that are in the belief system up high type of thing, right? Denise.
Don't do as I do as I say.
Ah, that's the infamous one. She says, don't do as I do as I say. Oh, yeah. Do you use that one? Maybe every once in a while it slips out. Maybe just every once in a while. Yeah, you know, it's that thing about these little sayings and beliefs that we have. They're hard to get rid of. They are hard. You know, and some of them are great. You know, my mother also said, in the way of this too shall pass, you know, a positive one, she used to say, Scott, you can do anything you want to, right? So not all of these are negative. Many of these ideas are positive. What we want to do is we want to get out the sift and sift out the good ones from the bad ones, right? I'll tell you a couple more I have. I was thinking about, oh, yeah, you have to work hard for all your money or anything that you want, you know? Got to work hard. If you're not working hard, you don't deserve it. Yeah, well, I worked a lot of hard times when I probably could have made it a lot simpler. Yep. Yeah, let Spirit get into the mix. It would have been done, so much easier. And another one that I had was, there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? No such thing as a free lunch. In fact, I actually said that one. Yes, this last week I went out to lunch with Michael Daniker, and I bought him lunch. And then, as the lunch was winding down, I said, I have to talk to you because, Malachi, we're only paying Malachi $35 a week. And, we pay everybody else way more than that. And he does magnificent work, and we want to give him a raise, right? And so I told him, rather than digging into the budget, trying to find money there, let's, if he would put in $20 a week, I'd put in $20 a week. And then he said yes. And then I said, remember, there's no such thing as a free lunch. And I went, why did I say that? Why did I say that? It's one of those B.S. moments that just pops out. So, anyway, we've got enough of that. I'm going to ask Reverend Mike to come on up. He's going to tell us a little bit about his belief system.
Thank you, Rev. Thank you. The one that came to me was my aunt used to always say to me, boy, nothing come to a dreamer but a dream. You need to stop all that dreaming. Because I was always dreaming. And when we talk about what is your belief system, another way of saying that related to what Kelly brought into this space is what's keeping you from your joy? What's keeping you from your joy? It's only the B.S., the belief system. And as we were thinking about this idea of time companding, compressing and expanding at the same time, it's hard for me to fathom that it was 25 years ago this month that I sat in foundations class with Reverend Charles, and I heard him say, at least I heard him say, he might not have said it, but I heard it said that a belief is simply a thought you continue to think. And it doesn't mean that the thought is true. The thought could be a fact, but it doesn't mean it's true. Sure, Christopher Columbus arrived in 1492, but the truth is he didn't discover anything, right? The truth is much deeper than just the fact. And so that makes me think about how awareness of something can literally rock our world once we become aware of it. Like we wake up and we go, hey, wait a minute, that ain't right, And it's something that we've been thinking all of our life. It's a belief system. It's BS, right? So what that brings forward for me is the belief system that I call the three brothers, right? The three brothers are a belief that I did something bad. That is known in the common vernacular as guilt. Now, guilt could be very healthy. It could be useful. I remember Sophie, when Sophie did her little pee-pee and didn't get outside, I would say, Sophie, and she would just go, eh. You know, dogs know guilt, right? If you point at your dog and you say, now you know you shouldn't have done that, that dog will assume a posture of guilt, right? So guilt could be healthy, but then there's pathological guilt. There's guilt where we believe I did something bad and we weren't even the ones who did it. We just saw it and we thought it was bad because we were the witness to it, you know? And then the second brother is this belief that I am something bad. That goes deep in our society. It's called shame, you know? And sometimes it can be because of our skin color, or because of our place in society, or because of something that happened to us when we were a child. Many of us are carrying around that BS, that belief system, that I am something bad. In the 12-step tradition, we have a 5th step, which is where we write out the exact nature of our wrongs. And we share it with our higher power, we share it with ourselves, we share it with another human being. And the power of that is that we get to get free of the secret. You know, that deep, dark secret. My sponsor used to call it the biggie. You know, the biggie. And the thing about sharing it is that we get to rejoin the human race. We get to find out that everybody's got the biggie. Everybody. It's a human experience, you know? And so we get a chance to reframe shame. I am something bad in our life. And then the third brother is the one that says, it's somebody's fault. That one's called blame. And let me tell you, there's a whole lot of blame going on the planet right now in the nation. You know, the Republicans are blaming the Democrats, and the Democrats are blaming the Republicans, right? And even the corrupt ones are saying, I'm not as corrupt as that one is. So blame is this idea, you know, that those people, you know those people, the other ones, you know, the ones that we other, right? They're wrong and I'm right. And then as if that wasn't bad enough, not only do we have the 3 brothers, we got the 3 sisters too. The 3 sisters, I call them the 3 R's. And they are resistance, resentment, and revenge. Now, these are also in pandemic in our nation right now. Resistance is that posture, you know, where they fold their arms. I won't do it. No, I'm not doing it. Now, this comes from when we were 2 years old. You ever seen a 2-year-old learn no, right? When a 2-year-old learns no, right, it is all over. No, right? Yeah. And, of course, we got some folks in our Senate right now that are in that same consciousness, that same belief system, right? And when we refuse to accept what is, then we only lose 100% of the time because it is what it is. And when we let go of resistance and move into acceptance, some healing could happen. The second sister, as if that wasn't bad enough, is called resentment. Resentment comes from the Latin root sentire, meaning to feel, and the prefix re means again. So anytime we remember something that we judged as wrong, like it shouldn't have happened, we feel it again. Resentment is a poison that we drink, hoping that the other person is going to get sick. And yet, you know, we, like a cow, we're ruminating, you know, like chewing it over and over and over again. It's long gone, and we just burp it back up and keep chewing it. Yeah, that was just wrong. That shouldn't have happened. I wish I would see him right now. You know, I'd give him a piece of my mind. And that's the third sister, which is revenge. I'm going to get you back, you know. And, of course, in the media, we see a whole lot of that going on with the road rage, right? Where that person jumped in front of me. They got their car in front of my car, and I'm going to get them back for it, you know. Just, you know, so the 3 R's, the 3 sisters, the 3 brothers, they occupy our consciousness until we become aware of them. And with awareness, we can choose. And so I'm just saying that to say that there's a foundation class going on like right now. And if you want to have your own experience, you can hop on that moving train, and maybe you'll have an experience similar to me. Because my experience 25 years ago was sufficient to keep me coming back for more. And I'm still in learning mode, still wanting to know more about these 3 brothers and 3 sisters that are occupying my consciousness. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And in 2 weeks, our Prosperity series is going to start. And we're going to talk more about this and how this can help us to become the oasis for all of those in our lives and also for ourselves. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Rev.
Oh, man, I don't want to be in that family. 3 brothers, 3 sisters. Oh. So, before I start talking about this week's topic, I want to just go back just for a second to last week. Last week was, what are you planting in your garden? What are you planting in your garden? And one of the things I talked about was the fact that I had taken a picture of a praying mantis right out there in the courtyard, right in the very center of the courtyard. And so he's the one with the brown rocks, right? Well, I was saying that I wasn't sure that praying mantis were native to California. I had never seen one in California in the wild before. And so Alan, over this last week, sent me 2 photos of a praying mantis that he had seen. 2 different praying mantis out there. So I have a challenge. We're going to call it the Praying Mantis Challenge. If you see a praying mantis over the next few weeks, take a picture of it, send it to me, and we'll make a nice big collage of all of them. Because remember what praying mantis symbolize, at least in one culture, they're kind of the spiritual warrior. So they're out there. They have positive energy, and they defend you against negative energy. And so it's good having praying mantis in our courtyard. It's good having them in our lives. If you see one, send me a picture. Okay? So this week, the talk title is, What is Your B.S., right? We've kind of been talking about it already. And, what we have to remember that I said last week is just, Ernest Holmes said very specifically, he said, what you plant, you will harvest. What you plant, you will harvest. So we want to know what seeds are we planting, because our belief system is what creates the seeds. Wayne Dyer, in a very similar way, he says, our lives are a sum total of the choices all the choices we ever made. All the choices we ever made. You might start to worry a little bit if you believe that, right? I don't know about you. Maybe you've made only good, wonderful choices. I've made a few doozies, right, in my life. Some that really I would not want my life to continue being created out of those particular choices. And so, it is true that our life has been created out of all the choices. We are where we are because of all the choices that we've made in our life so far. But Spirit lets us undo. Spirit lets us create, a better way is that Spirit lets us create anew in every moment, every now moment. It's really based on what you're thinking right now, not what you thought before. So since we're with the 3 brothers and the 3 sisters and all these letters, right? I got a favorite letter too. I got the 3 P's, which is, it's an old saying. It's principle is not predicated on precedent. The 3 P's. And what that means is principle, Spirit, and how it creates in our life doesn't care what the precedents have been, what decisions have been made in the past, what choices have been made in the past, what thoughts we've made. All of that was all in the past. It was all the precedent that was set, but it doesn't matter anymore Because spirit creates in the present, right now, right? No precedent required, right now. And so we look at this, and what we want to do then is we want to be thankful, to be quite honest, that those choices I made in the past are not creating in my life anymore if I've chosen anew, if I've made a new belief that is a belief that goes more in the direction that I want to have. Well, sometimes though, sometimes I know that we get into a place where we feel like we really don't have the power to change, right? Has that ever happened to you? You're kind of in a low point and everything just feels like it's just pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, and that, you know, you've bent as much as you can bend, you can't change anymore. And so the truth is that's not true. We feel that, and I honor that feeling, because a feeling is your feeling, right? I'm not going to tell you that you're feeling it wrong, because that feeling is your feeling. But what I am saying is that there's alternatives. And Louise Hay, I'm gonna have to put that back, try that again, there we go. Louise Hay, who was ministering to a population of gay men as hundreds of thousands were dying from AIDS. She said, you have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. We think so often that we are helpless, but we are not. We always have the power of our minds. Claim and consciously use your power. Claim and consciously use your power. That's what we're asking you to do. There is nothing in this world that is beyond your power to change. Nothing. Now, sometimes the power to change is for us to get into a better stance with the situation that we're in. Sometimes it's to change the whole thing altogether. But we always have a power to change it. I truly believe that. Now, to claim it, how do we claim that power? Well, I have two suggestions for you. The first one is the power of prayer. The power of prayer. You know, what does the power of prayer do? Well, as Reverend Mike mentioned, I'm teaching foundations right now. So we're talking about, in that class, we're talking about prayer, we're talking about affirmations. We're talking about this power of prayer and how to put it into our life. And the power of prayer, let me ask you guys, does it change God? Do our prayers change God? Not in this philosophy. Some religions, some philosophies tell you that what you need to do is you need to pray in order to change God's mind. We don't go with that. What we teach you is that prayer changes you. Your prayer changes you. If you go to a practitioner and ask for prayer, what that prayer is really doing is it's changing you. It's changing you because it changed the practitioner first, right? That's what we teach. The power of prayer is all about change, and it starts with you. It starts with you, and hallelujah for that. Thank God for that. Because if I have to go out and change somebody else or something else, you know, how likely am I able to do that? I worked on my mother for decades. Didn't do any good. And yet, at the end, you know, by the time everything wound down, I loved being with my mother. She didn't change, I changed. Right? And that's the power of prayer. That's the power for us to change ourselves for the better. A second way of claiming your power is the power of visualization. So if I ask you to visualize what it is that you want, how that's going to look, how it's going to feel, what does it mean in your life? You spend time every day visualizing that. That's going to basically erase the beliefs that don't match, right? Those, maybe they won't erase exactly, but they will soften. And new thoughts, new ways of being will show up in your mind. New 8-track tapes will show up that you could plug in there and get a different result. And we're so fortunate on November 4th, Patricia is going to be doing a vision board workshop. Now, mind what I'm saying, November 4th is a Saturday. So can we do, workshops here on Saturday? Reverend Mike, can we do those? The building's here still on Saturday, right? Electricity's on, right? Yeah, okay. We could do workshops on Saturday. So November 4th, Saturday, we're doing a workshop. I'll tell you more about it at the announcements. So let me ask you, what should our goal in doing all this change, if we're going to implement change, what's the goal of the change? What do we want to have as our goal? Well, I think ultimately what I want to do in my life is I want to change my belief system, change my B.S., so that it matches the worldview that I wish was true, that I want to be true. And so if I want more peace in the world, then I'm going to change my beliefs so that they match more peace in the world. That Spirit is helping for us to have more peace in the world. So if we go back to my original list, right, I gave you three examples of the BS that lives or has lived in my life. And so I'm going to make affirmations that match those, right, that counter them, that take them from what they meant when I was a kid to more of what I want to see in the world around me. And so here's I got 3 more P's for you, right? Got 3 P's, don't have it on a chart. 3 P's for affirmation: personal, positive, present tense, right? Personal, positive, present tense. So I want to word things so that they're, basically about me, about how I show up in the world, right? And they need to be positive. They can be negative. It can still be an affirmation, but who wants a negative affirmation, right? We want positive affirmations. And then we want it to be personal, positive, present tense. We want it to be right now, that it's already true in our life. And so I gave you an example of, if you want it done right, do it yourself. Well, an affirmation might be something like, people help me to accomplish all my goals, right? Short, sweet, to the point. People help me accomplish all my goals. Another one, you have to work hard for what you want. An affirmation might be, Spirit makes my life easy. Why not? Right? It doesn't have to be hard. My life doesn't have to be hard. I can live a life of ease and grace, right? And there is no such thing as a free lunch? Well, how about Spirit gives of itself freely, so people volunteer to help me all the time? A little bit longer affirmation. You could just shorten it to the beginning. Spirit gives of itself freely. It absolutely does. That is 100% true. I like affirmations that are 100% true. So You know, my worldview has changed dramatically over the years. Things have softened. You know, all those hard edges that used to be mine, you know, they've softened so much that I hardly recognize. And those statements that I said that used to have such pull on me, they don't have so much pull anymore. And so, you know, my world was kind of pessimistic. It was an incredible amount of work. I cannot tell you how much work it used to be. And it was kind of lonely because I tended to do my work by myself. And now my life, it flows with ease and with grace, generally speaking, right? There's still hiccups, but generally speaking, there's ease and there's grace. I enjoy being around other people. I absolutely do. And I move forward with joy, confidence, and ease. So I got an affirmation for us, all right? I'm going to show it to you. It's going to be right up here on our screen here. Let's say it together, all right? Including you guys at home, too. Go ahead and say it along with us. My belief system supports my worldview. Say it again. My belief system supports my worldview. So as you go out into your week this week, what I'd like you to think about is a few things. First of all, you know, think about what is some of your old BS, right? What is still clinging to all the edges of your mind? Just think about that and find what no longer fits. Right? Whatever doesn't fit any longer, we're going to change. And we're going to change by claiming your power. Claim your power through the power of prayer. Claim your power through the power of visualization. And then last of all, you know, change your BS so that it matches the worldview that you want to live. And if you're a little confused about that, not quite sure how to do that, it's okay. Just let Spirit guide you. Thank you, and namaste. So let's just anchor in these ideas with a little bit of prayer. Thank you, Chris. There is only one power, one presence, one life. This life that is divine, this life that is infinite, this life that is creative. It is absolute creativity, this life that Spirit is. I know that that life creates out of itself, out of the love and the peace and the wholeness, the freedom and the joy. Let's just capitalize that, capital J joy. We were talking about it earlier. And so as I know that to be the truth of Spirit, I know it to be the truth of myself, I know it to be the truth of each person that's here in the sanctuary today, I know it to be the truth of our kids, I know it to be the truth of the people who are watching online right now. That this life, this power, this presence that Spirit is moving in, as, and through us, creating our lives, creating each individualized expression of the divine that we are. Creates us out of the love and the peace and the joy that it is. And so it's from that place of knowingness that I speak my word today, right here, right now, as the truth of each and every one of us, that this life divine is moving through our lives as love. As love. That it is that divine givingness, that divine acceptance that God is that shows up in our relationships. God is the source of all of our good, and so it's the source of our prosperity. That comes from the love that God is, the divine givingness that it is. And so as we move towards that time of the year where we talk about awakening, abundant living, we talk about it from a place of divine love, of the love that God is moving through us and as us being the source of all of our good. I know that the joy that God is the truth of us. And so as we move through our day, little bubbles of joy just pop up all over the place. It's just like champagne. And so for knowing that truth, right here, right now, I just give thanks. And I release this prayer to the law, knowing that it's already fulfilled in the mind that God is. And I say life and God are good and very good. And together we say, and so it is. Amen and amen. So now is the time for our conscious contributions. So as if you are online, there are 3 ways to give. There is ahiah.com/donate, or you can text the word give to 616-229-2225, or you can always mail in a check. If you're here today, there are offering envelopes in the pews. Just go ahead and put your name on it so we know who it comes from. We appreciate that. And we have Jackie and Milton coming up on the sides with the offering plates for you to put that into. And let's go ahead and take our virtual gift and just put it up to our hearts right here, knowing that that good that God is moving through us and as we say this blessing. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving as I now share my gift with life. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen and amen. All right. Well, thank you. Well, we got Connie and Karen up here. Let's hear what they got to sing.
All right, thank you so much, Reverend Scott. So I have my very dear friend Karen here with me. I am just always so happy when she's here because I feel so supported by her, sharing her gift with me and with all of you. So if you know this song and you want to get up and move a little bit, please feel free to do so.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before, no. Yeah. I just want to tell you right now that I really do believe that something got a hold on me, yeah. Oh, it must be love. Oh, something got a hold on me right now, child. Oh, it must be love. Let me tell you now, I've got a feeling, I feel so strange. Everything about me seems to have changed. Step by step, I got a brand new walk. I even sound sweeter when I talk. I said, oh, yes, yeah. Oh, it must be love. You know it must be love. Let me tell you now, something's got a hold on me, yeah. Oh, it must be love. Oh, something's got a hold on me right now, child. Oh, it must be love. Let me tell you now, I've never felt like this before. Something's got a hold on me that won't let go. Believe I die if I only could. It sure feels strange, but it sure feels good. I said, I said, spirit. Oh, it must be love. You know it must be love. Let me tell you now, my heart feels happy, my feet feel light, I sing all over, I feel alright. I never felt like this before. Something's got a hold on me that won't let go. I never thought it could happen to me. Got me happy when I'm in misery. I never thought it could be this way, but love so gone and put a hurting on me. I said, oh, yes,
grace with love right on this stage. Thank you, band. My goodness, goodness, goodness. And I see some kids back there. I think they're headed up here. And so, let's have some music for our kids.
Good morning. Good morning. Just a couple of announcements. On the 29th, that's our Fall Family Fun Festival.
Family Fun Festival.
I got it. And we will also be having a bake sale that day. That will be a fundraiser for winter camp, which is in January. And also, we'll have some Halloween activities going on. And so if anybody would like to volunteer for that, I would much appreciate it. We're going to do slime and other stuff against my better judgment. I love slime. And so today we talked about a couple different things between Harper and the teens. And Harper, we read a book about, what was the book about?
It was about a widow who found this magic broom.
How'd she find the magic broom? What did she find in her yard first?
A witch who fought because her broom was super old.
Did you know that the brooms get old and sometimes they dump the witches?
Oh.
Was she scared when she found the witch?
No, she was calm.
And so what did she do with the witch?
She took her to her house and let her get some sleep.
And then did she get better?
Yes, at midnight.
Of course.
And she left then, right? But what did she leave behind for the widow?
A magic broom.
What did the broom do?
It's sweet.
Nice.
Like all the time. What else could it do?
It could beat the chickens, chop some trees.
So it didn't have enough power to fly anymore, but it could do other things. Was the widow afraid of it?
No, she wasn't.
Did she like it?
Yes.
How about the villagers? What did they say?
They don't like it because they are afraid of witches and wizards.
And what did they want to do? Did they want to get rid of the broom?
Yes.
Did the widow trick them into them leaving and the broom staying?
Yes, they did.
And why did the villagers, why were they like that? Why did they not like the broom?
Because it had magic, and they thought if it had magic, it could do things that humans can't do, and it could be violent.
But was it violent?
No, it was super innocent, not guilty.
Super innocent, not guilty. Yes.
Not guilty.
All right. Good job, Harper.
All right. Thank you, Harper.
I think we're going to hear from Alex for just a minute. Oh, also, Gavin, you want to hold up this is also another ongoing camp fundraiser, which always sits in the back of the church, and we have a slogan for that, right?
It's Change for Youth.
Change for youth. So if you have any extra change in your pocket, that helps us get to
You
camp.
know, I want to say I was looking at that the other day, and what I noticed was all the change had sprouted dollar bills. I think it's magic. Maybe it has something to do with that broom.
Perry.
We got more. All right.
So we did a little discussion with a short activity with the teens, and we were talking about fear. And one of my fears are those huge skeletons they put out for Halloween. And we talked about if it's really necessary to be afraid of the fears that you have. And I think not really, because those fears could push you to see and do things that you normally wouldn't see or do.
Yep. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So if you got kids at home, grandkids at home, great-grandkids at home, I don't care how many greats you put on top of it, we got a youth program that will support them, absolutely. All right. So let me just tell you about a few things. Sky, you want to come on up? And she's got a workshop doing in just a little bit at 1 o'clock today, right back there. So tell us what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Reverend Scott. Thank you, everybody. I am doing a new energy healing workshop today. It's called Opening Your Heart. So we're going to talk about ways to open your heart. We're going to talk about the patterns, the good and the bad. And then we're going to do some exercises, learning some, alternate nostril breathing. And then at the end of it all, we're going to do Yoga Nidra. And this is the healing aspect of it. So today is an actual healing energy workshop. So if you're looking for something that you want to heal, Yoga Nidra is it. You're just going to be laying in Shavasana through the 1 hour, and I'll be sharing like a script, and you just have to listen to my voice and the music, and you'll go through a very subconscious, really deep, and then you'll come out of it and you're like, what happened? So I want you to experience it if you can. You don't have to have a yoga mat, but to lay on it just to do that. If you have something like something to cover, you'll lose body heat because you go through these mental things that on and off, you'll be triggering a lot of emotions and things coming up. So senses, So yeah, I hope you can join, please. Yes, thank you.
Yes. I love Sky's workshops. And they're on the second Sunday of every month, but not November. So, all right. So, Kirtan on the 15th, which is next week, starting at 4 o'clock from 4 to actually I think it's 4 to 5:30, is a Kirtan. So this is a chant with music. We're going to have Tom Rossi there this month, who's fabulous. He's a fabulous musician. In fact, Chris has signed him up to be here. Is it in November sometime? Yeah, it's coming up. So we're going to have fun with him here, but it'll be close and intimate if you come to the Kirtan. And she normally charges $40 for these, so most people that show up pay $40. Since you're from Ahiah, though, you get in for a $20 love offering, right? So she doesn't want to turn anybody away for money. She's asking for $20, okay. And on 10/15, also earlier in the day, we've got the practitioner info workshop. Marcia, you want to talk about that for a second?
I'm not going to bounce like my dear friend that just came up, Sky. I'm going to move a little slower just because. We don't know why, but the practitioners here at Ahiah. Ooh, what did that come from? I think it was because I was watching something earlier. Anyway, Ahiah's practitioners will be here, all of them, to share with you what they do, why they do it, how they got to do it, and what the emotion and the feeling behind being a practitioner really is. So come and join us all. We're all here to support you, love you, and pray with you, for you, and just hold you in the highest esteem. So come and join us on the 15th. And it's actually 90 minutes, not 2 hours. Thank you.
Yep. Yes, and so if you're not quite sure what a practitioner does or why they are here at Ahiah, this is a great time for you to learn why. And then we have on the 22nd, we have our prosperity program, Awakening Abundant Living, starting up on the 22nd, 4 weeks of prosperity. Part of what we're bringing to you is a vision board workshop on the 4th of November. So I was talking about the power of visioning earlier. This would be a great thing to sign up for. It is kind of small print. Harris is going to do another one that's got the key things in it, so you can actually read the print on the screen. But the important things it's from 11:30 to 3:30 on a Saturday afternoon, right here. And we're going to be doing visioning. And she's got all the materials. So she's asking $30 to pay for the materials. And on 10/22, we're going to be having the next coffee and chat, and it's put together by the pastoral care team. Right there in the fellowship, they'll have really tasty goodies and coffee and all sorts of stuff for us to just gather around and chat. On the 20th, I don't know why these are in such a funky order. It must have been me last night making it up. But this is the Women's Circle. That's on Friday. So if you identify as a woman, you're welcome to be in the Women's Circle. It's on Zoom, and it's from 7 to 9 o'clock at night. Okay. And we've got bingo coming up. Have we mentioned, I mentioned that before? So you can use your camera to snap that QR code and get some tickets. And so let's go ahead and remind you of the book study on Tuesday, the Healing Circle on Wednesday. Go to ahiah.com/virtual to get the Go to Zoom link. That's true for just about everything that we do here. And if you were one of our practitioners, could you go ahead and stand up for us? We've got Reverend Mike and I are always practitioners. We also have Kelly, Marcia, Jackie. We have Harris back there standing up. He is a Prac 2 student, so we're going to be doing some training with him, and then he'll be also available here on Sundays for a little bit. And we have Chris over here. So if you need a little bit of prayer after service, just find one of these practitioners. They will be here in the sanctuary for a little bit, and they would love to give you a 3 to 5 minute miracle prayer. So how about we get some music going on?
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for
Yes, I'm only here for God. That is absolutely true. We have the benediction up here on the screen. Let's go ahead and say it together. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all of my affairs. I accept it, I am it, and I share it. Just the way it appears and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. Amen and amen. So wonderful having you here today. I've had a blast. I'm looking so forward to seeing you next week and at all the different activities that we have throughout the week. I love you guys. Thank you and namaste.